In 1941, in a small town in the United States, a man named George Smith was found unconscious after a mysterious accident. No one knew exactly what had happened to him. Some said he fell, others believed he had been attacked. When he finally woke up in the hospital, everything seemed normal, at first. But then he started speaking. The doctors froze. The nurses looked at each other in confusion, because the words coming out of his mouth made no sense. It wasn't English, it wasn't Spanish. It wasn't any language they could recognize. George was speaking fluently, confidently, but in a language no one understood. At first, they thought he was confused. Maybe the injury had affected his memory, but as days passed, something became clear. This wasn't random, this was structured. He used the same words repeatedly, the same patterns, the same tone. It was a real language. But where did it come from? George himself seemed unaware of anything being wrong. To him, he was speaking normally. But when people spoke to him in English, he couldn't understand a single word. It was as if his entire connection to his own language had disappeared and been replaced by something else. Doctors brought in linguists. Experts from different fields tried to identify the language. Some thought it might be a forgotten dialect. Others believed it could be a mix of several languages. But no one could match it to anything known. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. George remained trapped inside a language no one could understand. Imagine that, being fully awake, fully aware, but completely cut off from the world. Then, just as mysteriously as it began, something changed. One morning, George woke up and started screaming, in English clear, normal, as if nothing had ever happened. He had no memory of the strange language, no memory of the weeks he spent speaking it. To him, it felt like he had just fallen asleep and woken up again. The doctors were left without answers. No medical explanation, no psychological explanation, nothing. To this day, cases like George's are known as rare neurological phenomena, but none have ever been fully explained. Was it the brain protecting itself? A hidden memory unlocked, or something far stranger? No one knows. But for a brief moment in time, a man lost his language and gained another that didn't exist.